Hello, everyone. This is in the beginning of the video because I forgot to introduce it earlier. This is a kind of new segment we're doing where it will be a separate video, separate clip where, I'll explain the weapons and stuff. So I'll be wearing different stuff and I'll have different stuff on me. This is way later. Normally I do the weapons right before, but for this, this is episode 3, and I'm just coming back to this during recording episode 9. So, yeah, let me explain the whips. There are a total of, I might be mistaken, but I believe there are only a total of 5 whips. Yeah, 5 whips. And there they are, And they're all very similarly. You got this. You got that. Well, okay, let me explain. Light attack is that. That's kind of it. Their heavy attack two-handed is that. One-handed, same thing. It's all about hitting the front. You can... Don't be afraid, you can repulse with it. But I don't think... You can't backstab and you can't, riposte. You can parry, but you can't riposte. And every whip has the thing about them. Yeah. They all have horrible durability, but great weight because it's nothing. This whip only is good because it does a lot of damage. It also, when you're hollowed, which I'm not going to explain until later, but don't worry about it, you'll understand. When you're hollow, you'll do more damage. I'm not currently hollowed. Hard to tell, but I'm not actually hollowed, so yeah. Enjoy the rest of the video. I apologize for tackling this on the beginning, but later episodes still be in the middle. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. So yeah, peace. Hello, Dark Souls 2. In the last episode, we actually explored all of Majula, and that was it. We also had the weapon of the day of a dagger. In this episode, we'll be using a whip for the weapon of the day, and old whip because I got lucky. But what was I gonna say? In this episode, we'll be going through Hyde's Tower of Flame and fighting the most difficult boss in the game. Yes, they really do us dirty. I know. However, let me actually, before I continue, this enemy, watch out, don't hit him. That's a bad idea. You'll understand later, but don't hit him now. That's a bad idea. Welcome to the first main enemy of the game for this playthrough. It is a Hyde Old Knight. I believe I believe this guy is much easier than any of his friends. Any of the other versions of him. Because of, the durability of whips. Because I haven't actually explained the durability of whips yet. They have no durability. That's just a heads up now. They have no durability while this whip does a lot of damage. You could parry with it, but I don't believe you can riposte with it. I don't think you can. And for the most part, we're just going to run through this area for the most part, because durability and all that. And I'll show you the enemies. This guy, he's a hammer guy. He really is not all that different from his friends. We've seen you before. I'm going to show you the hardest way to fight this guy, the boss. He is, again, remember, difficult. But ignoring that, this is another type of enemy. He's the Great Sword version. He, I think, is actually the most difficult type of weapon. He's the most difficult type of guy. But for the most part, just ignore him. He won't be too much of a trouble. And let's head to the first boss of the game for us. It will be the Dragon Rider. The most difficult boss of the game. And he's dead. That's the boss. That's the boss. That's the boss. Yes. That's the boss. I built you all up for that. However, with the death of Mr. Magoo there, if you could see in the far distance, you see the white man walking around. Once you kill Dragon Rider here, he'll, well, A, give you 12,000 souls normally, and you'll see that the Hide Knights are starting to walk around. This makes sense, as they're Hide Knights. Do watch out, however, they're actually quite powerful. So yeah. By the way, the Dragon Rider had 3,050 health, and yeah, that's kind of all you need to know. Don't worry, we'll be fighting him again later in the game for other reasons. But let's talk to Mrs. Prey Magoo here.
Are you from these parts?
No, I'm not.
My name is Lissa.
Cool.
I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple.
I see.
I can see that you are well suited to comprehend their wondrous power.
Damn I.
But the cost of it, that's for your heart to decide.
My heart's not feeling it. So, she is the normal old seller of miracles. Miracles, this is all she sells. However, do remember, she's gonna be a little bit more important later. She sells healing. I don't remember what that does. She sells Force, Lightning Spear, which used to be overpowered, but not anymore, and Homeward Bone and Guidance. These two are pretty cool. This is like a free Homeward Bone, and this is, I'm not 100% sure. And she also sells the Ring of Prayer, also increases faith. I think by probably like 5. And the Cleric's Sacred Chime. This was on the Cleric, this is on the Cleric class that we saw in episode 1.
I'd heard awful rumors about this place, and I'm afraid they were all true.
Yes.
The king, gone. The earth,
Ravaged.
The burden on the people weighs heavy. I fear that, by now, they may have scarce room in their hearts for miracles. Why did I come here? Well, do I need any other reason than to spread the gospel of miracles?
Yes.
My preceptor always said this art should be shared with the world. And such is my only wish. Sometimes I fight the urge to pack up and go back home. It is... well, I must do this. And being out here all alone only makes this a more fitting test of my fortitude. I expected this cathedral to be bustling, but there's hardly a soul to be found here. Without any goings-on, I'll have to move soon. To a place I could help the gullible by teaching the good word. I expected...
Okay.
So
she'll be moving to an area that we've seen before. And funny enough, we're just gonna head to Majula, so we're gonna be moving. And you'll notice that she's gone, so that's fun as well. Short bow, that's cool. We still have yet to find the... key for the blacksmith, but we have enough souls to level up.
Of the curse, seek soul, lest...
And we'll be able to level up. I'll be leveling up Dex a lot. Yeah. I'm gonna put a lot into Dex now, and then later I'll put a lot into strength. So with this whip, we'll be doing a lot more damage, and that's fun, is it not? Well, if I run back to the area that we were before, you'll notice something. If this actually happened, you notice that something's new. Ah, yes. So the woman we just talked to, Lissa, she's is here now.
Oh, hello there. An honor to see you again. This room is not as it seems. There are two, not one pathways leading out. And only this lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles. Shall I provide you with one?
Move path. We don't have enough souls. But
To cast miracles,
shut your mouth. I don't care. I don't want to talk to you like that.
no need. The gods frown upon such soul script.
So we actually need 2,000 souls to come back here. However, once we do, we don't need her anymore. That's kind of it. You know, we don't really need it. So, yeah. Oh, we'll come back to her once we get enough souls. However, now that, you know, I've fought one boss out of the, 42 in the game. Yes, there are 42 bosses in this game. And we'll be doing DLCs and stuff, which, you know, which still make it 42, because that's the whole number of bosses. So what we're doing is actually heading down in this direction. But before we do that, we're just gonna head back up. I actually forgot to grab this item in episode 1. Or really in episode 2. When we come right over here, and we drop down, you'll notice a item. Morningstar and Cleric's Sacred Chime. Morningstar is a hammer, which is another type of weapon we'll be using. But that's for a different episode. And we also get binoculars, which is under the weapon category, not the item category like it was in Dark Souls 3. Very similar to how, you know, how normally it is. You press L2 or LT, or I don't know what it is on PC, and you just look off into the distance with it. Beautiful, I know. So for the most part, that's kind of it for here. So let's head over in this direction. How about it? Come right here. This is a iron chest. This is a thing that you can't actually destroy. It's impossible. So yay, cool. You get a rusted coin. I've described them already in episode 1. And if we come over here, we pop this open. We'll just have to wait, because, you know, this is what happens. Oh, by the way, this thing won't stay open forever. You do have to get under it while you can, because if you don't, then it will close on top of you. I'm not sure if you stand right under it and it closes, it will kill you. I feel like it won't, but yeah. Alright, we're going to drop down here, and we'll grab this item. It is a human effigy. Again, I'll describe them a little bit later. They're going to be much more useful after I die. But we'll begin taking a little bit of a shortcut here. Not even a shortcut. We'll just be taking this area a little bit, which will hold a homeward bone and a soul. I'm dead. Do be wary. You know, you might take some damage. So, welcome to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Very cool area. One of my favorites. Well, a new enemy. Hollows. But we do so much damage to them, it's ridiculous. So, they're kind of no big deal for now. Remember, I got lucky with this weapon. I was able to pick it up early. So, one of the first bonfires here is right here. Not very useful. useful if you're dying a lot, but not useful if you're not dying a lot. So be wary of that. So there's some things that they can drop throwing knives. I'll explain them in a second. They can also drop any weapon they're holding. So if we find an axe guy, he can drop an axe. Or brigand axe, that's what it's called. If we find a normal sword guy, he can drop a short sword, I believe. Another Soul of the Lost Undead. I really like giving me throwing knives. So let me explain throwing knives because they like giving me it so much. They are a thrown item that does direct damage to an enemy. They're used as a projectile, and they're only single use. I believe they scale with your dexterity, like they do in Dark Souls 3. But they're useful for finishing off an enemy or luring an enemy over if you do not have a bow. Very useful for that. So once we climb up here, we'll notice, oh by God, there's a lot of them. And yes, there is. So for right now, we won't really be worrying about this area. We'll come back in a different time when I actually, you know, don't have a whip. Also, in the the SOTFS version, which is I'm playing, there will not be a hides knight over there. But in the normal version of the game, there will be hides knight, very similar to in the Hides Tower of Flame. There aren't any hides knights there in the normal version of the game, but in Scholar for Sin, there is. So just be wary of that if you do play the normal version of the game. They can also drop all of their armor. Their armor for right now, I believe, is actually a lot better than what I have on, yeah. It's a little heavier, but it's good. So, that's all that matters. Alright. We'll actually have to switch weapons here. Because the weapon's about to break. And if they break, we have to repair them. But we can't really repair them when, in reality, you know. Right. So the default weapon of this gameplay will be the scimitar for right now. So that's, you know, that's what we'll be using. If you were wondering. Watch out, there is an enemy behind the crates there. If you took the ramp up here, you have to fight all three of them immediately, so just watch out for that. Oh wait, don't we have repair powder? We don't. Okay. Repair powder matters because it can allow me to make my weapon not be taking so much damage. In this game, it's a lot more useful because the durability is like doubled. The durability is like the amount you do. It's like doubled, or really the amount. Every time you hit an enemy, it takes one away from your durability. Unlike Dark Souls 3, where you do like 100 hits on an enemy, and that's one durability gone. So you will find a lot more times your weapons being broken. So just watch out for that, because that's not good. However, we're not done though. We're not done with this area because we have a new enemy. We have a new type of enemy. It's a undead soldier. Much more powerful. Much more powerful than the infantry, but also has a lot better armor. Also more health and can use different weapons. As you'll see here, the hollow infantry has a bow and arrow, while the undead knight has a firebombs. For wondering, yes, enemies can climb ladders in this game, very similar to other games. Can watch out because you'll get kind of spooked. Yeah, you don't want that. And By the way, Estus is a lot more, it's a lot harder to use, in a way. And I say it's harder to use because it takes much longer to use, if that makes sense. It takes about, like, 15 years to do the normal Estus. And as we walk into here, I'd like to say, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. The whip was our weapon of the day. And, you know, it actually served us quite well. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Hope you guys enjoyed. In the next episode, we'll be finishing up the second. Really, it won't be finishing up. We'll be going farther into the Forest of Giants, the Forest of Fallen Giants, and hopefully finding another boss. You know, one that doesn't die immediately. So yeah. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.